We should be live. Let me make sure we're live. Yeah, we're live. Okay, stop everyone. This is episode 151 of Vitamin D podcast. I'm the host, because Dante is asleep or whatsoever. No idea. Before we start the show, let me introduce our panel. Pharaoh, how are you? What have you been playing? Yeah, for some reason. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm not into. Yeah, we're live. For some reason, it was not showing on my computer on my phone. Gotcha. So you enjoying it? Who have the Vitamin D podcast Twitter account? Cause I need to tweet out that we're live. Okay, go ahead, do so. Oh, oh. Capcom just. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Continue. Capcom just announced that they are hosting a showcase with June 13th. That's surprising. Interesting to see. So everyone gonna do his or own thing. Gotcha. Gotcha. Zero. How are you? What you been playing? Anything else you're playing? Gotcha. As for me, oh boy, I had a long week. Starter, we hosted what's called State of Play. Shout out to N8. He is the one that provided the capability of hosting. He did all the hosting. All I did was touch the button. Um, After that, we had a fantastic anime squad show with U0, with Jubei was part of the show, and Darkling was able to join. As for gaming, I got the platinum in Solar Ash. I love that game, but after that I was done with it. I started Anno Mutationum. I don't know how you spell it. It's a cyberpunk game, indie game with hack and slash and story-driven game, and I'm loving it. I had a few issues with the minigame because I'm a completionist for the most part, so I want the best out of my game. And oh my god, that minigame was rough, but I made it work. Um, I started also beforehand. I started Star Ocean, The Last Hope, because Divine and something. Let me call what called. Uh, um, Divine Force is coming out this year, very soon actually. Release date is Divine Force is coming out. Wait, did they not tweet out that Divine Force is coming out soon? Give me a second, I'm looking right now. Oh, I thought I saw what's called in June or something like that. That's what made me want to play Last Hope. Last Hope. I was really enjoying Last Hope, story-driven voice acting, and other than that, yeah, I might. So after I know, I might stop with Last Hope and start Tales of Arise because I really want to play that game. But at the same time, I really want to finish Last Hope before I can get into the new game. Because for me, it feels like the new game is almost like a continuation from Sorrow, from Last Hope. So I need to look it up. And other than that, shout out to Ghost in the Garage Gaming, Ghost in the Shell. This dude made me hooked on Division 2 all the way through again for a second time. So me and him we started a new character, and when we get to the end, I'm gonna buy the DLC and start with him and play with him again. I love the Division 2. I love the first one, but I never played it. I played the demo. I I just love the concept, and that made me scream at Ubisoft for making a Division 3 with the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers would be fire. With that being said, let's get to our first topic. Sonic, Sonic, Sonic. Who watched the gameplay? Which one did you see? Because there are two. There are the um, traversal gameplay, and then there's the combat gameplay. Oh, wait a second. Sorry, Jube, you made it. What you been playing? How are you? You're low. Yeah. Congrats. Congrats on that. Wait, 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 wait. I can't really hear anyone except anyone here, anyone else except Omar. Give me a second to correct that then. Why is it so? Let me see. So I am on my laptop, on my phone, but I never had any issue being on my phone before. Is that something I need to do with the setting? Give me a second then. I am aware of the situation. Amabel, thank you for letting me know. Give me a second to fix that. Hmm? What did you say, Yube? Mm-hmm. Um, do you know how to fix it? Yeah. They can't hear you on it totally, right? Or can they hear you guys well? Okay, I'm just gonna switch back to my phone, to my what called laptop. Give me a second. Um, test
Well, while he's fixing it, I'll set up something on my Streamlabs and
one two
I'll
one
just do
two
it.
test. Go ahead, say something,
I think we're good. We're good.
Pharaoh.
Yeah, I can't. We're good. I just heard us on YouTube.
Okay, okay. Then maybe it's on my phone because I need to find a
Yeah, we're
setting
good.
that make it wrong. Okay, sorry about that. Apologize. No, no one is on Xbox. It's all played. It's all on Discord. No one is using Xbox. Very quick. Pharaoh, what you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing the Madden beta, Madden 23. I've been playing
Mm,
that this week and just giving feedback on the game. So, um, testing out some of the new features and things like
okay.
that.
Gotcha. Zero.
Persona 5, and Elden Ring.
Oh, Persona 5. How is it?
hmm I'm loving it.
Are
My
you
first
playing
Persona game.
Persona 5 Royal or Persona 5?
Uh, Whichever one came with PlayStation, like
Persona
the sort
5.
of. Okay, yeah, it's the regular one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Oh no, Persona Striker or 5? Because
no,
PlayStation 4.
5, the
Oh,
RPG one, not
okay,
the.
gotcha. That's 5.
Yeah.
Jubei,
Yeah.
what you been playing?
Been playing Lego Star Wars. And just fucking around on my Steam Deck, getting the Dreamcast emulator up.
Got the
That's what.
Gotcha.
Dreamcast, got the Game Pass.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I wanted to ask. So, could it be fair to say that where the Steam Deck excels and probably will find its life is probably the perfect emulation machine?
Absolutely.
Because I think about, like, yeah, I could do all of my PC gaming and then emulate everything, legally or
hmm
illegally, on my Steam Deck on the go, and that sounds
hmm
pretty like a good time.
There's an app that does it all for you too.
Yes, like that. See, that could be
Like
work for me.
Emulation Station, it installs all the emulators you need. Literally, all you have to do is go find the ROM or acquire your ROM
Acquire your realm.
and drop it in the folder that matches the platform you're playing on. That's pretty much the extent of the work. Sometimes you might have to go into settings and like tweak like video things, like aspect ratio things like that. But yeah,
That
it's solid.
that's a good deal. I could see myself utilizing something like that, especially Dreamcast. If I can emulate all of
hmm
Dreamcast,
Yep, I haven't ran into any issues with. There was a widescreen bug, but I figured out how to change the aspect ratio on it to fix it, and it's fine. So no issues on the Dreamcast.
That's what's up.
Gotcha. There's a very first topic is going to be Sonic. Who saw that?
Oh, who saw the gameplay for that?
Yep.
That dog shit.
Yep, that dog shit. Good.
I'm disappointed because Jube is a huge Sonic fan. Like,
Yeah,
we were ready for this game.
Did you see the fighting gameplay or the traversal or both?
Y'all talking about Sonic Frontier, right? I thought it.
Yep.
You know, I didn't think it looked horrible.
I guess
maybe whoever playing it was ass. Maybe whoever's playing it is ass. Go ahead, Zero.
It look wise, it looks cool. But like I just watched Sonic 2, the movie, this past weekend. And as I was watching it, I was sort of a fantastic film. If you've not seen it, arguably one of the best definitely one of the best video games movies ever made. And as I was watching it, I was like, well, this like brings a lot of joy, and like this is what it was sort of like to be Sonic, and like he's this sort of hyperactive kid, but like he goes fast, and it's really fun. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it doesn't need to because it's Sonic. What my issue with Sonic Frontiers is, or my concern is, it seems a bit too serious for a Sonic game. Like as I looked at sort of the barren open world, like everything looks really cool, and for some reason, if it wasn't Sonic, I'd probably like it a lot better. But I keep getting lost in the mix of like, is this the same guy who used to like fight the egg-shaped dude and free little animals from robots? Like, because that does not feel like what this is anymore. And I know Sonic's gone through an evolution over like a lot of years, but like I think at its core, it's always been sort of like this sort of fun mascot character. So it's throwing me off. Like this kind of hyper-realistic world is kind of really messing with me, and it feels so very empty in a way that like most Sonic games didn't feel like Sonic Adventure 1, that opening scene with running from the truck is like such a like kick in the face. It's just like wham, here's where you are, and it's Sonic and it's fast and it's moving. This game seems to lack that, and maybe it's just because this is the part they showed, but it definitely feels like it's lacking a bit of like momentum, which is like the only thing Sonic is known for, like go fast. Yeah, you get from go ahead.
Add on to that. Let me tell you what they're missing, or what we're looking at, bro. We're looking at Shadow the Hedgehog all over again.
Like, yeah.
Oh
that's
no!
That's the fucking vibes I'm getting, dude. Like,
the trailer I saw gave me a feel like the old Sonic Adventures that were on Dreamcast.
Are you talking 2016 one? Cause that shit abysmal.
It felt like to me it looked like an open world Sonic adventure,
which I think is what they're going for. But
that's
even
what it looked like to me.
But even then, like, and perhaps it comes later. But like nothing in this showing felt as fast as running down the streets of, I guess, is San Francisco with the giant truck chasing you.
From Sonic Adventure 2, or running away from the whale in Sonic Adventure 1.
Nothing in these trailers felt as fast as that, and so I was worried. Like, so
we're slow as shit.
Yeah, if you feel slow, and Sonic should be fast.
I always give people like the benefit of the doubt on their first reveal trailer. Like, I don't get too hype, or I don't, throw out too much criticism on the first reveal. Like, unless it's like dropping in like 6 months. Did they give a release date? I didn't see that.
I actually do not know when this is supposed to come out.
So what's your thoughts on the traversal then?
Supposed to be sometime in November or December. So end of the year. It's dropping at end of the year.
What's your thoughts on the traversal?
I didn't see enough of the traversal. The trailer I saw was 2 minutes long, but it had like combat and it showed
they did 2 longer ones.
There was 10-minute and 10-minute gameplay, one for traversal and one for the fighting.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm
watching the Sonic show tomorrow at noon, so I guess I'll see a lot more then. But.
Yeah, so they'll show it, and like again, maybe it'll show better. I think the traversal looks okay in the sense of like it's cool that Sonic can just go anywhere. I just really wish they kind of would have bumped up his speed. It still doesn't feel like he's going very fast.
Mm-hmm. And also, why is he not doing that, his signature ball move, and then you speed up? And
He is.
almost go?
He does. He has a spin dash.
He didn't. He was not doing it though.
He did it in the fight.
That's the fight
was
I'm
quick.
talking about reversal. How you speed
That
up.
could just be somebody that's garbage at the game.
Yeah, to be honest, the person that ever played the game that was he or she was horrendous.
I mean, because you got to think, like, not everybody knows about the tricks you can do in Sonic 2 with just rolling around on the ground. Like, you don't have to really charge dash.
Why not bring an actual gamer? What the fuck?
Because it's IGN and they don't play games.
That was horrendous. So there is that. Jube, you saw it?
Yeah.
What you thought?
I told you it's dog shit. I don't care. Like I'm turned off of this game. Like it reminds me too much of Shadow the Hedgehog with him running around with a fucking gun in that really shitty city. Like it's stupidly dark for no reason.
Gotcha.
Like, you know what I look at, and like, because I'm looking at the sort of as it goes through now. What would really make, because there are moments where like the speed kicks in when he's bouncing and he's grinding on this type of stuff, but like I was really expecting for him to be able to, and I know he can't necessarily do it, but like it's 2022 now, for him to run on water. Like there are moments where he's running across these little creeks or lakes, and like I was expecting him to be running on top of it, but he's just running in it.
Wait, did he not run on water? It felt like he was.
I'm pretty positive he just ran in it and not on it. So once again,
watching him running on water. I remember seeing that.
Like, I don't know if because this is just an early portion of it, so it's like, you know, he'll get faster as things go on.
What you thought on the gameplay being almost like a puzzle mechanic?
I mean that's different, I guess. But this game's dog shit. I don't have a comment until
You don't have. So
they show more of it or they change my mind.
Zero, you didn't see it, so
I've seen it.
Are you watching it right now, Zero?
I've seen both of them already.
Sorry, not Zero. Pharaoh.
Yeah, I've just seen the 2-minute trailer that they dropped. I didn't watch either the 10 minutes.
To be honest,
I'll see what happens tomorrow when I watch the Sonic show at noon.
The 2 minutes made it look amazing. Am I wrong, Zero?
No, the 2 minutes sells it better.
It felt way better.
So, what if all the irks that were? I mean, it could be the player. So I think Pharaoh's right. We kind of need to see more of it.
Yeah, I'm not hating it just yet. I'm just a little confused at the choices. But that could just be the players.
I'm gonna say it out. When I first I saw the 2-minute gameplay, I was excited. I was like, damn, this look nice. So when I first started watching the actual gameplay, the first one they showed was the traversal, and when he was running through, it felt barren, it felt empty, it felt bare-boned. It needed enemies. So when he was doing I'm like, okay, that look nice, that look interesting and stuff like that. But where are the enemies? And then the second showcase had enemies in it.
Yeah, I've never known Sonic for having a bunch of enemies.
Yeah,
in the
but
game.
the thing
like
is,
you like running.
It still felt. So the enemies, they felt boring. They felt lifeless, and also even the big boss fight, that was fun. But if that's all you're doing for 10, 15 hours straight, 20 hours straight, then it's gonna get boring and monotonous real quick, real fast. And you need something to fix it. For example, let me give you an example. Anyone here play Solar Ash?
Not me.
Okay, so Solar Ash is all about you skating almost on the battlefield and finding behemoth monster and kill them. Simple. And you kill them by doing puzzles. So what they did, they found a way to make it each time you go to a different area, it introduces new unique way. You got light, you got darkness, you got skating, you got all kind of stuff that makes that kept the combat fluid and interesting. And from the first gameplay that I watched with this, I'm not expecting any of that. I'm expecting to be bare bones, and they really need to go back to the drawing board very quick, because it really feels to me they're trying to capitalize on the what's called the hype from the Sonic movies, and it's just not being transported well into a video game platform.
A lot of it also is I'm also just not really a fan of like the realistic looking 3D Sonic. I kind of miss the old art
Cartoons,
style.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. 1,000%.
It's just like he just stands out like a sore thumb, like in these environments, like with his character model. I'm like, it's too much.
And when you bring that up, Jubei, what I think about is like, I'm hoping this isn't the only world, because what made Sonic interesting?
I see no mushrooms here. I mean this can't be the only world.
I mean,
where's where's
Casino Zone? You know, where's the chemical plant zone? Like, where like the cool places that like make the Sonic levels stand out as opposed to like barren wasteland.
Gotcha. The following topic is going to be Summerfest. So Jeff Keighley literally came out and said, temperature expectation. Don't expect too many, not too many. What's called something that's gonna wow you. Yeah. So, what do you think happened? Because for the past few weeks, he held almost 3 different two to 3 paces, and he was hyping up the Summerfest, and then all of a sudden he's saying temperature expectation. I'm going to you, Pharaoh. What do you think happened?
I don't think anything in particular happened. I mean, if we're
why hype it up so much only to dial it back?
Because you still want eyes on your show. It's your show. You don't want it to fail. You want people to come and watch it. So you're gonna. I'm not gonna call it hype. I'm gonna call it promoting. You're promoting your event. But while you're promoting your event, you don't want to set unrealistic expectations, and people come to your event and watch it, and they don't like it because there were no new games there, and they were expecting to see new gameplay. This Summer Games Fest is a little bit different from what we typically get, at an E3 type event, because E3 was just basically a stage or a setting where everyone got to come and have their show, where the Summer Games Fest is literally its own show that developers submit content to. So I think any new games or any type of new big things that these developers want to show, they're probably going to show it on their own stage. So for the most part, you're just going to see, some of the games that we've been waiting on for a couple of years that have been held back due to COVID.
Gotcha. Zero?
Yeah, I mean, I agree a little bit. I think essentially what he's telling us is don't expect to see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 at Summer Games Fest. It's probably not going to happen, and largely because Summer Game Fest is not E3. Pharaoh alluded, everyone's now just doing their own thing. So Capcom apparently has an event tomorrow. Sonic's got something showing up tomorrow. Sony and Xbox are still inevitably going to do their own thing. So, Keighley said, I'm going to talk about games that we already know. I'm sure there'll probably be a couple of surprises, but it's probably not going to be this big, it's not going to be E3 because E3's gone.
Yeah, it's not going to be like a bombshell kind of, nobody saw that,
exactly.
coming kind of
God of War to be showcased there?
I expect. I mean, I don't know. In my head, I would expect Sony to do their own God of War showcase. They don't necessarily
It would
need.
not be showcased because it does not have a release date. That would be my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
It's literally
to me,
releasing this year.
But there's no
does not
date.
have. But there's no
No,
date.
no. If there's no date, you could throw a year out all you want. If there's no date, even when there is a date. I mean, usually, let's be real. 90% of Sony games, even when they put a firm date on it, gets pushed back, even if it's just by a month or two.
Which like doesn't mean anything. If nothing else, if it's my thought process is, how does Sony want to handle it? Do they want to do it themselves, or do they let Keighley do it? Because Sony can just do it themselves, right? They can host their own state of play or whatever, and tell us when God of War is coming. Or they could go to Keighley's event and do it that way. Like, I don't know. Right now, I'm not exactly sure how the industry views Keighley's event. I don't know if they're viewing it as the big new E3, but part of the E3 was actually a physical presence, like because it is a trade show or an expo, if you will. So like people went there to go see things and play things. If you can't see things and play things, then it's just like, well, I can just sort of do it on my own, right? Like I don't need to do anything with you. I can just do it myself. Like there's no word. I'm sure they'll be there, but like there's no word on what Nintendo's doing for Games Fest. So like I don't know. I hope that inevitably Keighley is able to sort of fold everything back into it's some sort of E3 like event, because I think it's easier that way. I've always tend to enjoy just the E3 blast as opposed to like this I don't know, maybe this constant drip throughout the entire summer of stuff happening. But I like the focused event of like, here is where everyone is going to be showing their good stuff. Like if this was, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, I think like what you're saying, I think what his event has done is that it has like kind of glued in that for us to still have that type of E3 type feel, because everyone is doing their event around this Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and you're 100% true. Like he certainly kept them together, right? Like
yeah, so it's like even though we don't have E3, he's kind of kept that E3 type week vibe by having the Summer Games Fest.
And I think maybe that might be also part of why he's saying temper expectations. He's like, guys, I'm keeping it here, but
I'm the sizzle reel.
Exactly. We're not too far away from like E3 isn't that far gone yet, right? Like we all still remember E3 pretty vividly in our minds. So like I think people are still coming into Summer Games Fest as like, okay, here's the new E3. It's like, hey guys, that's not what this is.
E3.
Yeah.
It's
not yet. Yeah, we'll get there maybe.
Well,
but
it'll never be there. It'll be something different. If Summer Games Fest takes over, it's gonna be what it is right now. It's gonna be an event that when we have it, all of you big guys have to show up because we're the draw. Like we let basically like we're like y'all are the main event, but we're the draw. Like
exactly.
we're the platform basically.
We're the house. Like you want to come to our house to show off all your stuff.
Right.
Like you could do it in your own spot, but like I promise you're gonna get way more views if you come to our house. Everybody's watching.
If you do it at the same time as us, basically, like you have to,
which then competitively might put you above or below your competitor depending on who's showing what during Summer Games Fest.
Gotcha. Rube?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, my big thing is I'm not tripping over the whole temper expectations thing. I'm just kind of excited just to get more information and shit that we're missing out on so far.
I mean, it's a lot of games that we've like kind of forgotten about over time.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean.
Like we don't necessarily need like to see new games. There are a lot of games that we need to have the spotlight put back on so that we know about them when they're coming out, because a lot of these games got put on the back burner due to COVID. So
I'm looking at you.
I'm fine with not necessarily seeing new games. I'm fine with being like, oh yeah, that game was supposed to come out.
I'm looking at you, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Cuphead Delicious Last Course. I certainly expect to see both of you at Summer Game Fest.
Now,
It said
if-
MDHR. It said MDHRs at Summer Game Fest, so we should see Cuphead.
Now like if like Xbox or Square Enix or Ubisoft or Sonic Team with their show, if they come out and they have a whole show and they have nothing new to show us, that's a little bit different. But like Summer Games Fest, like show what we need to see that's coming out soon.
Right.
That we may have forgotten about.
Gotcha. As for me, it's disappointing that he is telling people to temper your expectation. I'm not tempering my expectations yet. You're the one that hype it up, deliver or go or fuck up. I'm not here to
Not
play
hype,
around.
it's promoting. You're
No,
promoting.
this is not promoting when
No,
you're
but who generates the hype? It's the people.
Yeah,
It's the
you
people.
generate. You
promote it,
your
and
event.
hype is generated by the people. So
Yeah.
if he's noticing, hey, y'all are expecting like a scale bound or some shit to come out, don't. Not to say that we're not gonna it's not to say we're not gonna get new shit. It's just any heavy hitters going into this week are gonna be shown off at home turf shows.
Yeah, and all the home turf shows are happening because of the Summer Games Fest.
We aren't getting
these shows. We wouldn't be getting all these shows in these next 2 weeks or whatever if it wasn't for the Summer Games Fest. Like they are the anchor to all of this.
Yeah, it's like a central
don't
hub.
be coming. It doesn't make sense to come hard down on Jeff Keighley because if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have anything happening this week.
Nah.
Just saying.
Wait,
we are not going to see Starfield on Thursday. It's not going to happen.
You're going to see it
not
on
a lick
Sunday.
of that game will be shown on Thursday.
You're going to see it on Sunday. You're not going to see Final Fantasy stuff. You're not going to see any of the Final Fantasy stuff because you're probably going to see it at when Square Enix has their event because they're going to want to show the new cell phone mobile game. They said they got some big stuff that they want to show. They're going to show it at their event if it's big. So,
So I got a question. So Games Fest happens all week. Within that week, are the big three just not necessarily participating in Summer Games Fest, but doing stuff within that week?
I know Xbox does. I know. Xbox, PlayStation tied their State of Play to the Summer Games Fest. They put the Summer Games Fest logo on there.
Yeah.
So they basically kicked off Summer Games Fest.
Okay.
Sonic Team announced their event tomorrow. I'm sure there's other events that are going on that I'm not aware of yet. Like you said, Capcom's having something.
There is some Netflix event happening. Apparently,
Devolver Digital is going to do something. They do something.
Yeah, Devolver Digital announced their event. Capcom announced an event. Xbox, I guess, is supposed to. I don't know if anything's happening after the Xbox event, but
did they not have a breakdown? A second event after that event?
Yeah, they're gonna have two events. So, but I'm just saying, I don't know how long this Summer Games Fest is supposed to last, and how many publishers are having their own shows during the Summer Games Fest.
Capcom just said they're gonna have an event at June 15 or 13 or something like that. Or 12, I forgot the exact same date. So
I think it's the 12th. It's the 12th, yeah.
So we might see then a Square Enix event and Ubisoft event. If that
I'm sure you'll have a Square Enix and a Ubisoft event. I'm pretty sure you will.
If that's the case, that's literally E3.
That's what
we just said.
It's
Jeff Keighley is keeping the spirit of E3 alive through the Summer Games Fest. But I wouldn't expect the big announcements to come on his particular stage. It's going to come when these people have their own events. It's like going to E3 and expecting when IGN does the pre-show for E3 for IGN to have all the big announcements or whoever else, media outlet. It's like expecting that media outlet to have all the big announcements before the actual publishers have their own show. It just doesn't make sense. Like they're waiting to see, just like we are.
Gotcha. Following topics is Xbox Game Show. Any predictions? Jubei.
I mean, this is a big deal. It's a big show, so yeah, I think we got a lot of great predictions.
It's a huge show.
Yeah.
I mean, we should see 007. That's pretty much a given at this point.
I hope
I'm
it's
really
more
looking.
than just like a fresh slab of paint on it. Like I want more
Yeah.
than just like a graphical fidelity boost. I want like a new game
Right.
type feel to it.
No, for sure. I'm with that. Whatever I can see about Starfield should be gameplay at this point.
Yeah,
Of some kind.
gameplay trailer for sure.
For sure. If everything has somebody to apparently all of their studios have something to show.
All 24, yeah.
I could see something new Halo related. Probably some kind of new game mode. Probably a battle
Forge
royale.
and co-op will get announced
Or
probably.
co-op could be moving up. Maybe. Or Forge could just launch in beta form or some shit. I mean, there's a lot of things that they could do with that. I also expect some kind of controller announcement. No, it seems odd, but I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
going to happen.
they might announce that haptics. I was thinking maybe it'd be another year because they probably they need R&D time. But they may be.
Gotcha. Fero?
Ooh, my ex. I think Xbox is being that they have these two shows. I think they're gonna have. I think it's gonna be probably their biggest in their eyes, their biggest show ever. So, I think one thing that we will see for sure, is gonna be very similar to last year's E3. Is that they announced games that were going to be in Game Pass from pretty much the time that show ended all the way through the end of the year. They gave you like, all right, well, from here to, Christmas, here's everything that's dropping in Game Pass week after week, basically. So I expect them to have that. I think we'll start to see a little bit more of a focus on some Japanese titles that they haven't gotten. Persona 5 has had the only on PlayStation taken off of their boxes, so maybe they get that. It's also coming off. It's also coming off the PlayStation on the Final Fantasy cases, so maybe that comes to Game Pass.
Yeah, and Integrate is going to hit a year on the 10th.
Yeah, so that's a possibility. That's something that we might see. I think that we're gonna get a Hellblade 2 release date. I definitely think we're gonna get that because we got the gameplay trailer at the Game Awards. So at this point, I'm feeling that we're gonna be getting that release date pretty soon. I think we'll probably see Forza Motorsport. I think that'll probably get a release date. Along with some new Horizon content, first party wise. Maybe we see a first look at Indiana Jones. Maybe a full trailer or maybe even a gameplay trailer of that. Let's see. Ooh. I don't know. What else do you think we could see? Hell, maybe they get maybe they announce Ubisoft partnership. Getting the Ubisoft Plus in their service because that's been something that's been rumored about for a while. Oh, we're gonna get that. One thing I know we're definitely gonna get. We gotta get is the Game Pass Family Plan is gonna get announced. I think that definitely gets announced.
I forgot about that.
Weekend.
I completely forgot about that.
I think that gets announced this week. I don't think they're going to talk about any like emerging technology. Like if they got the new controller, that might get announced. But I do think they're going to start doing I think they're going to announce custom Elite controllers on the Xbox ID store. I think we might get that.
So you think we're gonna get something like haptics feedback when that triggers on Xbox controller?
They'll get it, but it'll only be a part of the Elite series. It won't
Yeah, of
be.
course.
It won't be a standardized controller.
Of course, this is Microsoft we're talking about.
Well, it would cost way too much to rebrand your entire,
Aqua
standard
controllers
controller.
that's out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have to save that for a new generation at this point. So the next
I
best
need I
thing will
need
be
I
to
need
make.
that Elite 3 with the share button on it.
The Elite 2 has a share button.
No, it doesn't.
Let me check. I got an Elite 2 controller.
I was
It doesn't have a share button. That button's a profile button. It ain't a share button.
Jubei probably got like 8 of them.
It's a
shits.
map. You can do it. You can change. It's a button you can change to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
You can't change that profile button though.
You sure?
Yes, I could map sharing to something else. I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I want a button for.
I think you're right, G-Man, because I don't never use the fucking share button, but I just see this shit in the middle, and I'm like, oh, it is a share button. You right. I'm wrong. I just got the shit though.
That is the one thing when I'm playing with that controller and I want to share a clip, like I have to remember, I got to press the Xbox button and press X. Like
I think we're probably gonna see 3 to 4 new games that we haven't seen before, and I think we'll get at least 2, maybe 3 first-party drops for the 2022 year.
Gotcha.
Well,
Zero?
I mean, I sort of agree with most folks here. Apparently there's a conspiracy theory that Phil has been dropping Banjo-Kazooie hints fairly recently, so like there's the idea that perhaps a brand new Banjo-Kazooie will be appearing.
Who would be making it? Because like Rare seems to be kind of busy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, who's making it? But I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I think once they acquire like Activision Blizzard, I think that type of stuff opens up. I think the Crash Bandicoot devs would
I was
love
about
to
to say
make
that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you guys heard about a studio called Roundhouse?
I've heard of them, yeah.
Hmm?
I've not.
Okay, so that's a new studio from Bethesda, and apparently they're working on a comic game, and it's going to be co-op. Shout out to Aaron for letting us know. That's the word on the street so far.
The street saying we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a big week for Xbox. I think that they feel that they have a lot of momentum, that they are gonna do everything they can to capitalize on that.
Continue.
I said the studio's name is Roundhouse. That's clever.
Yeah.
That actually might be new. That's the name of a theater in Bethesda. So that actually might make a little bit more sense.
You spend a lot of time at that theater, huh, Zero?
Well, not at the theater, but their sister lives in Bethesda. So I spend a lot of time out there. But I don't. I agree with. I kind of hope GoldenEye does show up, but I want like a brand new GoldenEye. Like, yeah, I don't want just nice looking N64 GoldenEye. I could just play Nintendo to do that. So,
and they don't have to call it GoldenEye, like because.
Truth be told, let's be honest here. I don't even need them to like make a story with this game. People are here for the multiplayer.
People over here to chop.
No, I do want a good 007 story. I'm not going front. I just don't want it to be a FPS, but I do want a good. James Bond story.
I just meant this specifically. And to your point, like, let's be honest. Hell, I barely know it. Most people don't actually know GoldenEye anymore. Like, not Quantum of Solace, Casino Royale, all like those are the new James Bonds. Like GoldenEye's old. So it's like Oddjob don't hit the same if you don't know who he is. Or Jaws, or like stuff, or like why.
Well, if you reintroduce, if you put the story of GoldenEye into a game and you like kind of like reintroduce it with a fresh coat of paint, I mean, I don't see a problem with it, especially if they like. Choose like a lot of like the premiere locations that they do in these new James Bond films, because the new James Bond films are all gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing. what you could do is make James Bond the FPS, meaning like it doesn't just have to be GoldenEye, right? Like you've got decades of James Bond to pull from.
Yeah.
So like your characters don't just have to be characters from that era of James Bond. You can have a whole bunch of Baron Samedi and all these other folks who like exist. The weird diamond dude from that one 90s, was that the 90s movie or 2000s movie with Pierce Brosnan? Die Another Day. Like that would be kind of cool. Now I'm starting to get into a territory of like this feels like a whole big brand new game, but like that's what I'd be hoping for. Like if we're gonna do GoldenEye, at least just make it. And I don't know how much it costs because maybe it costs money to utilize the James Bond estate, but like do James Bond the shooting game, maybe not just GoldenEye.
Gotcha.
Yeah, or I mean, of course. Oh no, it's already being remade. Never mind. I was about to say just do Perfect Dark, but that's like on its way. I agree. Hellblade has to show up. Hellblade 2 it basically has to show up with an actual release date. Because the idea Hellblade would be coming out this year, right?
I think it could come out this year, but also I think it shows. I think it shows on Xbox's stage, or it shows at the Game Awards with a release date. But I would prefer to see it on the Xbox stage.
I agree.
Like in a more controlled environment, than the Game Awards, because it can get lost in Game Awards. You get kind of tired watching that shit. Versus,
Yeah, and I think Game Awards is better for like the quick sizzle advertisements, and by that time, Hellblade 2 should not be a quick sizzle advertisement. We should be knowing exactly what we're doing, when it's coming out, and how much is it going to cost us. Like,
when they first showed Hellblade at the Game Awards, Xbox's brand wasn't very strong at that time, so they needed someone else's platform to get the amount of eyes on it that they wanted to.
right.
But the Xbox brand is as strong as it's ever been right now, so it should be shown on their stage. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, I think it would be pretty cool if Hellblade came out this year, if nothing else, just because Starfield got delayed. And I know they don't necessarily control any of that back and forth, but like,
nah, from the look of it, Hellblade is going to need a long time.
I mean, I can't say. I know is
they are still what's called hiring for 2030. What's called playtest.
And does it on the job, does it specifically say we're hiring for Hellblade, or did they use Hellblade, images on their hiring thing?
All I remember is seeing job application for 2030 part for Hellblade. So
No, for
I'm not
Ninja
expecting
Theory.
this game anytime soon. Real talk. I'll be shocked if it come out next year.
I'm gonna go to Ninja Theory's website right now.
I mean, I think it would be cool because then otherwise, once again, it's like two of the big three, unless God of War drops in the fall, like two of the big three have nothing coming out basically by the end of the year.
Yup.
Like that'll be weird, dog. Like that's super weird. You gonna let Nintendo take the year with like Pokemon and shit? Like that's wild.
Ninja Theory has one current job opening, and it's a technical art position.
Maybe they already filled them.
Maybe.
So yeah. I'm of course I want to see something I didn't know was coming. Right, like I'm looking forward to something that Xbox has 24 studios, and frankly, I can't keep up with all of them. So, like, there has to be a studio in there who's going to show me that I've just forgot they owned, who, is going to do something to show me something good. Maybe another Ori?
No way. No chance in hell.
Like, maybe another Ori?
No chance in hell.
Or something Ori-like?
Are you real?
There's definitely a chance in hell, maybe not this year, but of another Ori coming out. That game makes a lot of money for Moon Studio.
No chance in hell. Especially
definitely.
Unless it's going to be from a different studio. It's absolutely not going to be from Moon Studio. Not after that bombshell that was dropped.
I mean, that's fine. Like, I don't necessarily care who makes it, just so long as it gets made.
Remember, they were done with Ori. They They're now working on a different IP.
Who's done with Ori? Moon or Xbox?
Moon.
But doesn't Xbox own the Ori IP? That they're done with Ori because they can't make Ori anymore, right?
No, because they want to make something different and be able to put it on PlayStation.
But either way, they can't make Ori anymore. Am I correct? I'm asking. I'm like, I don't know. I'm asking.
Well, they can make Ori, but it can only be on Xbox. Is the only one who can publish it.
They want to be multi-plat. That's why.
So then I guess. So what's the problem with? I guess another Ori, if they're still making another game anyway.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you said no chance in hell they'd make another Ori with the bombshell that happened with Moon Studios, but Moon Studios still seem to be making another game. So
You
apparently they're not
one game at a time.
Well, no, I mean, it seemed to me the reason why they wouldn't be making it is because nobody wants to deal with Moon Studio. But Moon Studio still seems.
Moon Studio doesn't want Ori to be on Xbox only. They want it elsewhere.
Right.
So IP.
What? So, I'm asking. I'm getting two different answers for one question I'm asking. My only question is Moon Studio persona non grata? Are people still comfortable with working with them?
People still working with them.
Okay, that was one of my questions. Like I said, I'm just based on Omar's response because you were like, no chance in hell because of the bombshell that dropped.
Yeah, so I don't see them working with them any longer.
So, but PlayStation will?
I mean, it's a multiplayer game.
Okay, I'm just asking.
No. But the thing is, PlayStation don't own them, nor Microsoft, so they're independent now. So if
Xbox never owned them. They just had a global publishing.
They never owned them, but they had a working relationship with them. And with this bombshell drop, I'm pretty sure.
What is the bombshell that dropped?
Did we not cover it? How? I forgot who it was. But he was talking shit about Xbox, and he was being what's called mean toward their workers.
Yeah, I believe they had sort of workplace issues.
Yeah.
But that's why I asked
Moon Studios because of workplace conditions. They didn't think that they were worth purchasing, but just because they don't think they're worth purchasing doesn't mean they can't have a working relationship where they make games together.
How are you going to have a working relationship with a studio where basically the head of the studio is not a fan of Xbox?
So are you saying that there are studios that PlayStation doesn't want to purchase, that studio decides to stop making games on PlayStation?
No, the difference is with this studio, the head of the studio really doesn't like Xbox.
So is the idea that the next game they make won't be on Xbox?
No, the idea next game is going to be multi-plat.
So they don't hate Xbox. So they don't hate Xbox enough to not put their game on their system.
So they would still make a game. So they're still making games for Xbox. So
this is why I don't see it being realistic for them to work on another Ori. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And as for Microsoft taking that IP and give it to somebody else, who are you gonna give it to? And don't you need to to have the same people that worked on Ori to be back? Otherwise, you're gonna get a totally different Ori.
But maybe a
poaching talent. You can hire the people.
Well, I'm always up to the idea that maybe a totally different Ori could work. Like, I think historically we've always seen this happen, right? Like I would have not, if I'm looking at it right now and see what they came from and what they are now, like if you told me that the guys who made Crash Bandicoot made The Last of Us, I'd be like, there's no way. There's just absolutely no way that would happen. Or that the guys who made Killzone made Horizon. I'm like, how? Those guys made a mediocre at best FPS to make one of the best open world adventure games ever? I don't see it, bro. I'm sorry. You had to prove it to me. So, like, perhaps the same can happen with Ori. It could be something different.
Because Microsoft owns the IP, so it's not a dead.
Yeah,
they want it.
Yeah, like I think, I always hesitate to say like Oh, well, the
Hey.
people who made this have to continue to make it, because we've seen historically that like people will surprise you if given the opportunity to do so.
Hey, if we get another Ori, I'm gonna play it. That's it.
Yeah.
Simple. I already beat Ori 1 and I beat Ori 2 twice. One on normal mode and one on hard difficulty.
So yeah, but otherwise, I just look forward to the show. It's game time for us, dog. Like it's our Christmas.
1 second. Nate, Zero was not belittling the transition. He was just letting people know that different people can make different stuff. That's it.
No, I'm praising the
Yeah.
transition actually, because again, if you just popped me out of time and showed me 2 games, and I would be like, well, do you think the guys who made this game could make this game? My answer would be no. If I just didn't have any reference to who these people were, and you sat me down and you showed me Crash Bandicoot and you showed me The Last of Us, I would be like, well, those guys can't make that game. I don't know who made this game. It looks awesome. We should play it.
Same with Sly Cooper and what's called Ghost of Tsushima. And
Yeah,
Infamous.
like the raccoon guys made a awesome samurai open world game that's like in depth and telling. I was like, without in a vacuum and not knowing, I would be like, this isn't possible. But we know it's possible, and that's why I stand by like any sort of thing can evolve given the right people who want to do it. Biggest one, 343. I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said 343. I just don't think are right for Halo. I don't think they can't make a great game. I just don't think they should be making a Halo game, even though they were designed specifically to make Halo. Like, just, I don't know, give them something else. Maybe they're making a new GoldenEye game. That'd be awesome. But like, I just don't think they're right for Halo. And like, Guerrilla is the best example, right? Like, PlayStation hired them to make this mediocre at best first-person shooter to compete with the Halos and Gears and all that other stuff of the world. And like, it was mediocre at best. It's not a bad game. It did not light the world on fire. Guess what game lit the world on fire? Horizon. So they can certainly do it, but Guerrilla was like, I don't want to make Killzone anymore. Let us make what we want to make, and I promise you it'll be something great. And look what happened.
Gotcha. It's keyword. You said it, with the right people. You need the right people for the job.
Like with all the developers that Xbox has,
some of them got to be the right people, right? Yeah, somebody got to be good. Or again, maybe not Ori, just maybe something in the spirit of, or maybe just another nice 2D, sort of platformer.
Maybe in the spirit of Banjo-Kazooie.
Or Banjo-Kazooie. Or I guess I see Killer Instinct popping up a lot lately, so maybe Killer Instinct 2.
They need a studio
I think Killer Instinct 2 is going to happen
Killer
this
Instinct 2
generation.
would be nice.
I think it'll happen this generation. I think it will.
They need a new
I don't know if it's going to happen this weekend, but I think it happens this generation.
Gotcha. As for me, but I would love a new Ori. That would be nice. I never played any Banjo game, so that would be interesting.
Banjo games are cool. They actually hold up pretty well. My kids play them every now and then, and they need my help, so they hold up pretty well.
It's I'm curious what Bethesda are going to show. If going to be something for me, especially with the now rumored. Shout out to Aaron for that information. Superhero game. That no, not superhero. Comic game.
Comic game.
I'm gonna be looking at it with my side eye, especially with it being co-op.
I wonder what comic game could it be?
I don't know, dude.
No, comic games don't really do it for me. Like, I mean, I'm a fan of superheroes, but like, I like new IPs and new experiences.
Well, that's the thing. Theoretically, it doesn't technically have to be a superhero thing.
Besides, that's why I corrected myself when I said superhero. I corrected myself when I said comic game. Yep, comic game can be anything.
Yeah.
And I'm curious. By the way, did you guys hear? Solo Leveling is getting anime. finally.
Who's getting anime?
Solo Leveling.
Never watched it.
Look at that. Yeah.
You never heard of Solo
read it.
Leveling?
Nope. Never read it.
It's a Korean manhwa, and it's amazing. It's breaking record after record after record after record. And Solo Leveling getting anime by Antiplex. So I'm super excited for that. We have yet to they have yet to let us know who studio is gonna make it. But if they don't do this one justice, oh boy, a lot of people are gonna be mad. Very fast. Welcome to Bethesda. I want more, like for example, we might see Doom, we might see gameplay for Starfield, gameplay for Redfall that I'm curious about, and I'm curious about the studio behind Ghostwire Tokyo, if they have something. No, not them. So there are two studios, one and they have the same name, but they are working on two different projects. Who worked on Ghostwire Tokyo? Do you know the name of the studio? Okay, so there are two studios.
Tangos.
Sorry?
Tango. Tango.
Tango. Yeah. No. Tango. Which one worked on? What's called? Not Tango. Fucking. Deathloop.
Oh.
What is it called?
Fucking. Arcane. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So there are two type of Arcane studio. Arcane something and Arcane.
Arcane Austin and then Arcane something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we had what's called Arcane from Deathloop announced. Released. So maybe the other Arcane have something in petto for us. I'm curious what they're gonna have.
I think we're gonna see the quote-unquote full version of Deathloop get announced, like with all the extra content and features.
Okay, enjoy. Other than that, I'm excited. It's gaming. I'm all about the games. Show me games that are interesting to me, and I'm gonna play them. Simple. Next topic is going to be State of Play. PlayStation did really come out swing, and I called two of their games. Persona and J Barry Spaces. I said Resident Evil 4 remake is gonna be announced, and Street Fighter 6. I would not be surprised if they be announced. And long behold, both were announced. Jube, what's your thoughts on the show?
On the PlayStation show?
Yep.
I didn't really fuck with any of the VR stuff. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 4 getting remade is cool. That'd be the 7th time I beat that game.
That's kind of like Resident Evil 4 is kind of like a layup because they've been remaking all the Resident Evils.
Not only that, Resident Evil 4 has to be the most remade of them all. Like, low key, Resident Evil 4 is starting to look like a GTA 5 to me. Like, that joint been around a long time.
It has been around a long time. How many consoles, how many platforms that shit been on, yo?
Yeah, dog. Like, I'm starting to look.
Resident Evil?
I'm just giving you the side of people raising their arms about GTA 5. Resident Evil 4, I think, has been on every system since the GameCube. Nah, it's been around.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was on the GameCube. They put it on the Wii. They put it on the PS2. Like, it's been on everything, bro. It's been on the PS3. It's been on the 360. It's been put on these consoles. Like,
I feel like Resident Evil 4 is like almost like the most meh of them too.
Whoa, hey, now see, now
you're talking crazy. Now Resident Evil 4 is a fantastic game. So
now you're talking crazy. Not when 5 is right here. Resident Evil 5 was meh. Super meh.
I might have them mixed up.
Yeah, 5 was meh.
Where's the one where you start off with the girl with the Gatling gun? Which number is that one?
5.
That's 5. What's her name?
Oh, yeah.
5.
What is her name?
Sheva.
Yeah,
Sheva.
fucking Sheva.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, no, yeah, that one was meh.
The one where you play as Chris, or you play as buff ass Chris,
That
that wasn't even the game. That wasn't even the game we were supposed to get, because I don't know if y'all was reading Game Informer at the time, but that game was supposed to have like a heat stroke meter and a bunch of other shit. They cut all of that shit out. None of that shit made it in the final game.
This was back in the Blockbuster days, so I just remember going to Blockbuster and picking it up, and like me and Kofi, we go to play this shit, and it's like, what is this? It's just like this big ass motherfucker chasing me, and I got this Gatling gun with like unlimited ammunition, and like we're just like running around like, yo, what the fuck is this game?
Kofi knows I have a pure hatred for Sheva because the AI in that game sucked. So like she's with you the entire time. I was like, Sheva, oh my god. But that is also, isn't that the game where Chris punched a boulder?
Yes, multiple times.
Yeah. I never beat 5.
Boulder punch, bro. It's a thing.
I think the best thing that came out of was 5. The one with Jill, was that 6?
Jill was in 6.
Then never mind. Then yeah. So if I was the one where Chris punched a boulder multiple times and broke it, and Sheva sucked, and I was not a fan of that one.
Nope.
Before
that whole last boss fight was garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, what else excited you about the show?
Street Fighter 6, of course. Were you expecting me to not mention that? Like, no, that right there. Still no release date. We get a release year, but they show gameplay, and that engine and that art style are fucking sexy. I am 100% on board with everything that game has going on.
Did you see what they did to our boy? Our boy Ken?
Oh, bro, you mean down bad Ken? Down bad Ken? She done took the kids and my money, Ken? Like, dang, bro.
Man.
Like, just even reading the did you read the description? It's like he can't even pull off the Show Ryu Reaper no more. Like, what? It's not a move. It's not a move for him no more. He's down hella bad.
I feel like Ken ain't been in his bag since the Street Fighter 2 movie, man.
No, he been in his bag. What you mean?
But now that I think about it,
to me that is like Ken at his peak. Ken in Street Fighter 2 the movie. That's peak Ken.
I don't know. Violent Ken,
me.
Alpha Ken's pretty peak too.
But not Street Fighter 4 Ken and 5 Ken, like his hair's a little longer, his face does look a little scruffy. I'm like, Dad, you alright, Ken? You going through some stuff? Are you good?
Yep. Nah, like we might be getting Violent Ken for real.
Yeah, down bad Ken might turn into Violent Ken.
Okay.
Exactly. I want that DLC right there.
Might team up with a Como on 7.
What's your thoughts on the indie game, Patron?
I don't know if I'm gonna play Stray or not. It's cool that it's free. I wouldn't have paid no money to play it to begin with, but
it's cool that it's in their service.
So
it's in their service, but
why is it okay to play Stray? Not okay to play Stray, but okay to play Tunic.
Because Stray doesn't fucking interest me. Like I don't really feel like walking around as a fucking stray cat.
Like Tunic is like a reincarnation of the old Legend of Zelda. Stray is
okay. Do you got a sword in Stray? No.
No.
Do you get magic in Stray? No. You jumping up and scratching. Like I don't want to be a fucking cat. Like that's not very interesting to me. So no, that's a skip. Glad it's free.
I only assume that you're skipping also that bicycle game.
The what? Yeah, I
on the bicycle.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Okay.
So, yep. That's
what
a skip
about
too.
the roller dome? The one with the skating and the gun.
Skip.
Drive-by game.
Skip.
The roller dome.
The rollerblade got drive-by game.
I need to see more of it, but it's a skip right now.
Like that's what Destruction All Star should have been.
And that's what has me worried about it. Because if it's another Destruction All Stars, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. So I'd rather.
This game is single player. From the look of it, it's single player, not multiplayer.
I will do drive-bys on rollerblades. I don't got a problem with
if it plays close to Jet Set Radio as far as skating around, it'll get.
The thing is, it got to be if I'm riding around doing drive-bys, like my character has to talk shit to him while he's doing it. Like it can't be like all happy-go-lucky.
Dragon Slayer, is this an assumption or is there confirmation that Roller Dome is a multiplayer? Cause so far
If it's multiplayer, bro, like temper
that
expectations.
that's an L. That's an L. That's an L and a half. If it's a
Yeah.
That game, that seems like a fun multiplayer game.
nah,
Nah, B.
I'm not gonna
Nah.
waste my time. Nah. If it's a single player, would be fun.
I'm with you, Pharaoh. I'm with you.
Like that seems like when I was like 10 years old and it was my birthday and I had all my boys come over. Like that seems like something we would play. I'm just saying.
What about now the big hit, Final Fantasy 16?
Oh no, that's day one. As much as I said I was gonna boycott that game because it wasn't gonna be on Xbox,
Oh,
I gotta get that. Yeah, I gotta get that.
okay.
So.
Final Fantasy 16 look good.
What's up?
I said you took.
What do you mean it's my? How am I taking an L? Like I at first I wasn't gonna give them my money. That's not an L.
Nice. Because you went back onto your word. You took your L.
Okay,
You said you're gonna
I am a consumer. I'm a consumer. I can do that. They showed me enough
Yeah, that's what
to
I
want to
thought.
throw money at it.
Thank you, Dan Player. He said that in the description when it comes to Steam account, said that Roller Dome is a single player, and that's how it came over to me. It didn't come over as multiplayer. What's your thought on what we've seen gameplay wise? And it's almost like a confirmation. Mind you, this is my assumption, but from our team, that there are no party members in this game. You're a two-man army, in a sense of. What's your thoughts on that?
In Roller Dome?
No, Final Fantasy 16.
Oh,
there's gonna
I
be
don't know.
teams.
Yeah, there's gonna be teams. There's gotta be.
It's a role playing game, so you need different characters.
It's not Final Fantasy without teams. Even if you use
it's not a role playing
teams.
game without. It's not a role playing game without teams.
Hey, I said it, but people are on that bandwagon, so what are you gonna do?
I think you're gonna have a main character that you're gonna spend the majority of your time with, but there's gonna be a team.
There are two main characters. It's both guys. One controls Ifrit, and one
you need support in some way. There's gonna be teams.
So the support seems to be by the what's called summons, but they don't seem to be joining you in combat. They only seem to be like in the background. And when you summon them,
y'all are trying to gain a lot from like a little sizzle reel trailer. It wasn't that long.
No, we seen. If you can watch the trailer, you can break stuff down.
I also thought
they broke it down.
The characters are the summons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's multiple characters. Like there's quite every summon has a character tied to it.
Yeah, close.
That's what I meant. Like the summons themselves are isn't I guess the main guy or one of the main guys isn't he Titan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
one was Odin.
Yeah.
So I don't think the summons are assisting you because you are the summons unless again.
Bro, it's basically Attack on Titan. You just turn into a.
Yeah, which is awesome.
So the
feeling face and you turn into a summon.
Is going to be you unleashing your summon. That's going to be your limit break in this.
And that would make sense.
Kinda, yeah. You need to build it up. You can see it in the gameplay. And from the look of it, you seem to equip different summons. Like for example, if you have Shiva at your summon, then you're able to do ice magic. Ice magic with your kill, something like that.
Now that's the only thing
you're definitely gonna have a party. It's gonna be some sort of party system.
It doesn't seem to be party related. Trust me. I'm always.
I don't care what it seems like. I'm telling you, it's not like it's just how Final Fantasy works. It's gonna have some type of party system.
We will see. We're gonna get back to it. Zero, what's your thought?
I thought it was a really good state of play. I will say I am fairly, I don't know, I guess I'm concerned about VR from PlayStation's aspect. Outside, I think the Callisto Protocol was a VR game, right?
No.
It wasn't? So then it's just, what was it, Resident Evil 4, that Horizon game.
And,
not Village. I think Village was one too, right? Isn't that a
Yeah, Resident
VR?
Evil Village. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm getting PS Vita vibes, particularly with at least the games that they've shown so far. Like, I really think you need something different and unique for VR, because I can't imagine why would I want to play Horizon in VR when Forbidden West is right here. It looks
Because
better,
Horizon and VR been give you a two different experience.
but
Horizon and VR is not Forbidden West.
as a person who has a VR, Forbidden West will probably always be the premier experience. So, and I think it's the same thing that happened when like Uncharted was on the Vita. It's not that it's a bad game, but why am I playing Uncharted on this tiny screen when I can play it on my big screen with better graphics, with better everything? Like, I think that was always one of the things that kind of bothered me about. Same with when Killzone was on the Vita. But
can
like,
you not say the same thing about, like, for example, the Steam Deck? It's literally
Yes.
giving you a different experience.
I do say that about the Steam Deck, which is why when I asked Jube, I'm for looking at it just as an excellent emulation machine. Listen, the Steam Deck is trying to be a good portable. It only has one direct competitor. We know how that's going to end up. We've already seen it happen before. So Steam Deck isn't going to replace the Switch. It's more
It's
powerful.
a niche device for people who PC game, who
Yes.
want something that they can, experience on the go.
Yes. That's exactly where it sits, and I think that's perfectly fine. Because mobile's still fine to do. I'm just saying, like, I played Borderlands in VR. Cool, but I just Borderlands 2 is better just as it is. Like, it's certainly a different experience, but I think you can make a different experience without tying it to, I guess, your quote-unquote flagship titles. Like,
Yeah,
there is no reason, like, and it might be interesting, honestly, but, like, there's no real reason, at least in my thought, to make Last of Us 2 the VR game. Because Last of Us 2, at least according to many folks, is one of the greatest games ever made. So anything that revolves around that is going to pale in comparison to The Last of Us 2. It's a noble effort to try, but like, I don't know if that's going to work out when I think the better way to do it is to make something interesting, new.
But it really seems to be them if you do them don't scenario.
Not necessarily. Like, Gravity Rush came from the Vita. Gravity Rush, excellent game. Patapon came from the Vita. Patapon, excellent game. Like, I don't know, particularly from Sony's standpoint.
Why should you play Resident Evil 8 in VR if you can already play it normal?
As far as, and I partially agree with that. Now, I've not, I've played most of it. If they build I don't know how they're going to build Resident Evil 8. If they build Village in the same way that they did 7, because 7 is an excellent VR game.
Yep.
Then that could possibly work.
Now you're contradicting yourself.
How am I contradicting myself?
Because why should you need to play it in VR though, if you can play it normally? 7.
Well,
it's a different experience.
It's
a completely different experience.
But hold up, that's what I literally said about Horizon VR. It's a totally different experience.
But it's not the same game. But it's not the same game.
It's not the same game.
But this is the same game. It's just you're experiencing the same thing. Like I could not get through Resident Evil 7 in VR. I couldn't get through it in VR because I couldn't handle it.
No, I do think the VR for Horizon is a whole new experience.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that's the best way to experience Horizon. Horizon is known as one of the best open world games there is. Narrowing that down
is pointing out something that's a very great point as well, is that Resident Evil 7 and 8 are first person. So the transition to VR makes sense versus Horizon is a third person
adventure. Like, I don't know if that limited space does the best for Horizon. I'm not saying it can't work in other games. I'm just saying because Horizon is like their flagship for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's their game. Everything else is what somebody else is doing. that could show up anywhere else. Like Horizon, I would expect to only, if you want to play Horizon VR, you got to buy a PSVR and then go nowhere else. So I'm like, I don't know if Horizon's the best game to do that for. Like, with everything I see people talk about Horizon, it is how lush, beautiful, the traversal, the fighting the monsters, like the monster fighting, or the robot dinosaur fighting, cannot nearly be as smooth in VR as it is for Forbidden West. Like that opening, that first sort of cinematic that they showed us when it was first released, and then she was fighting, was it the giant elephant that she was fighting, and everything that she was doing, and she was flipping and flying. That's not going to happen in VR. But that's what sold people on Horizon. That's what makes Horizon.
If it does happen in VR, it's going to take you out of the experience because you're going to be going from transitioning from first person to third person to watch these sequences take place.
Like, I'm not saying it can't work. What I'm saying is, I think PlayStation will be better, and I know they can do it. Make their own game in VR, not tied to one of their big flagship titles. Because, again, I think that was part of the problem with the Vita. Why would I want to? And Uncharted Gold, I think it's Golden Compass. Uncharted Golden Compass really is a good game. But it's like,
it's Golden Abyss.
Golden Abyss, excuse me. But it's like, why do I want to play it on this little screen? And particularly, again, I know I sound coming off as a Nintendo guy, but like Sony, they've put themselves in this position. It's not a bad position. They make these very good-looking, high-fidelity games. Why would I want to play The Last of Us on a tiny screen? Like, why would I want to do that?
You play on the Switch.
Nothing on the Switch looks even remotely as good as The Last of Us. What I'm saying is, why would I want to play The Last of Us, specifically The Last of Us, on a tiny screen? That's a big screen game. It is gorgeous. Mario can go either way. Pokemon, go either way. Breath of the Wild, you should probably play it on the big screen, but like, can go anyway. Nintendo games have never reached that level of graphic fidelity. PlayStation games have. And it's not a bad thing, but like, that's where they want to sell their products. Big, beautiful, and loud. And that's okay to do. Because, like, they put all that effort and time and work into it. I should be experiencing every big piece of it. I don't think everything is... I don't think you can move back and forth between everything. I don't know what I necessarily want. Like, you know what? In a cool Horizon game, maybe because that world is so lush and it's just maybe weird. Because I can't tell the VR if it's like on rails or anything like that. But like some weird version of Pokemon Snap or a better version of it, where like you're exploring the world. Because as I understand, the game has a fantastic lore, right? So if like you can be a part of that in a meaningful way, I think that might work. I don't know. PlayStation got a lot of games. I think there are other games that fit the VR mold better than Horizon.
What about No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky might be okay. I mean, I don't think that's their game, but like No Man's Sky could work. I'm thinking of stuff just specifically that would sell the PSVR 2. Because I rarely see people too hyped about it. But I mean that's not here or there. Otherwise, I mean I agree mostly with Jubei on most of the things, except for like he's blasphemy about Stray. The Stray looks awesome. Like I'm definitely playing as a cat.
So he said No Man's Sky is already on VR1.
Oh, well then there you go. I've never played it.
Me neither.
I use my PSVR to play Beat Saber for the most part. Like that's the best VR game to me as far as
I recommend you Blood and Truth. Apparently that's a fantastic VR game.
Was that on a network? Was that free?
I don't know. I can't tell you.
I can't remember. I think it might have been free. Street Fighter 6 looks awesome. Can't wait. 16 looks amazing. Can't wait. Straight looks cool. No, I like the return to I guess the quote unquote fantasy setting, if you will.
Medieval.
Yeah, I like the idea that like the characters are the summons. That's I think fairly unique. And like we still don't know if this game is connected to any other games, so that could be interesting too.
So it really seems to be they're taking a radical approach with this game.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean.
They're distancing themselves from almost every single Final Fantasy. Cause shout out to Persona and Barry for saying it. At the start of the trailer, they say for a long time or something like that, they were bounded for the history of the crystals, but now a new beginning or something like that. So they're letting you know they're distancing themselves from the main Final Fantasy concept, which is crystal, defend the crystal, this and that.
I mean, but when's the last time we've defended the crystal?
Yeah.
Like 7 wasn't it, 8 wasn't it, 9 wasn't it,
I think
10
six.
wasn't it.
I think 6. With
Yeah,
Sarah.
it's like I understand the concept. I don't, and what I mean by just it doesn't have to be like directly like me like, hey, remember this thing that happened? But like in the same way that
wait.
12
Wasn't 15 with crystals and stuff like that?
Pharaoh was 15 crystals. I can't remember. I don't
Yes.
know. Okay, 15
Yes.
was crystals.
Yeah,
Okay.
15 was crystals.
So I guess 15. Yeah. But in the same way that like 12 is connected to Final Fantasy Tactics.
Wait, 12 is connected to 10?
Tactics.
Oh, sorry, I never played Tactics, so I can't tell.
Yeah. And it's just
seven is
10
connected to 10.
7?
10 is connected to 7 in the remake.
No, in the original also. 10
not
10 was
necessarily.
always connected to 7 because Shinra and what's called in 10 at the
I mean,
very end.
there's been people named Shimra in other Final Fantasies, I believe.
Just like there's been people named Sid in other Final Fantasies. It's a trope.
Yeah, it's
No,
just
no, no, no. I'm
they
literally
actually
talking. He literally says in the game, my dream is to create a city that never sleep with electricity always on and stuff like that. And that turns out then to be later Final Fantasy 7. It's really connected. All you need to
it wasn't originally tied when they didn't it wasn't originally tied to it in the original Final
It
Fantasy
was
7.
originally tied
They
to
tied
it.
it in during the remake.
They tied it in during. And
In
Yeah.
the
10.
remake, they only confirmed it. It was almost like a series back then, but now they confirmed it. That's it.
Yeah, but like I don't think that's what I just meant by just that level of tie-in. Like it doesn't like it's just a note. It has no real reference to it. But my mind's thinking about like if this is, let's say this is in a galaxy far, far away, right? Like, are these the original summons, and that everything, all the summons in whatever Final Fantasy since then have been like descendants of these summons, and like that's how we get them.
That would be interesting, but I don't think they thought that.
Yeah, and probably not. But that's the level of connection I mean. Like nothing serious, just like here's where summons came from, and it's like, oh, cool, and you just move on from there. Because like I guess an example, it does. I don't know. So that's my only like thought behind it. But otherwise, I think it looks cool. I can't wait to see more. I look forward to seeing more of it, and hopefully they have the show.
And what about the bicycle game?
No, and I'm usually good for like a lot of odd games.
Dude,
That one
you're the one that
really
wanted to play the cooking game. What's wrong with that bicycle game? Come on.
Well, cooking's awesome. Well, because it looks nice. But admittedly, it's not. I like its art direction, but to me, it's not that pretty.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But what nobody mentioned, which I thought, Eternites. I think that looks interesting. The RPG.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna talk about it. You mean? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. But what the fuck? Yeah, we're talking about season. I always forget that name. Eternite. What the fuck is with these names? But yeah, go ahead. Pharaoh. Zero.
Yeah. So like again, otherwise, really like the show. That I'm just sort of as we're talking, I'm like running through. What I'd say is that from an actual time period perspective, doesn't really get good to me until about 10 minutes in.
Gotcha. Pharaoh?
I thought it was a strong show. It was mainly a third party driven show. And they had a lot of good content, which you would kind of expect this time of year. Because a lot of these third party publishers you know, want to show off, their top games this time of year because it's where people are looking for it. So, Street Fighter 6 looked great. Final Fantasy 16 looked great. Um, Spider-Man to PC looked, that's a big move for Sony. Um, VR stuff, I wasn't too big on the VR yet either. Um, and I thought Tunic coming to PlayStation was a nice touch, and them announcing Stray as a day one for their service, I thought was a big move because people who are looking forward to that game, it gives them incentive to participate in that PlayStation service, just to check it out, give it a
Do you
shot.
think we'll see more of that?
I think that as services grow, that the people that run those services are more willing to pay additionally to get certain content in there day one. So, um, I don't think Sony is willing to put money in good faith out to attract big games, but I think if the service grows, then they'll be willing to put that money out. Um, they're not going to take the risk or assume any more risk than they already have.
What your thoughts on 16?
I thought 16 looked really good. I mean, it's a trailer. I thought the trailer looked pretty good. It looked pretty interesting. I look forward to checking it out. I'm interested to see if it's possibly launched on PC day and date. But yeah, either way, I'll probably get it
So
day one.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how high on the weird mumbo jumbo storyline do you expect 16 to be?
I don't know because like Final Fantasy, like typically like most of these Final Fantasies, they kind of start off kind of smooth, and then like at least the ones that are typically the better ones, like once you get to like the midway point, it goes like deep into the weeds of like how the fuck did we
happening?
get here?
How did we get here?
Yeah, that's typically how like the better ones work out. So I mean, if it does work out like that, it's a good chance that it's probably gonna be pretty good game.
Gotcha. As for me, yeah, Eternite really surprised the fuck out of me. I was genuinely disappointed that it was on PlayStation 4, but I get it. Which I don't understand why they didn't showcase it on the PlayStation 5, but so be it. I like the concept. It's very interesting to have an action game with dating sim. Not a fan of dating sim whatsoever.
And I
Yeah,
love dating sims.
I love Persona, but that's a different topic. But seeing, it genuinely felt Persona-esque for me. Persona-esque. Main character seems forgettable, but who knows? Maybe get some. Cause he literally seems to me like create your own main character type of character. That he feels very forgettable. So I really hope they can pull it together. I'm curious about his powers, and I love the gore. I like it when they don't censor gore and stuff. Let's fucking go. The studio is from studio I never heard of. Let me look up the name and what they have worked on previously, cause that studio is very. And also, can we talk for a second about the name?
Eternites.
What the fuck was these names, dude? Eternite, Forspoken.
Sounds pretty
Eugenian
Japanese to
Chronicles.
me.
Yeah. Birth 365, birth by sleep.
365. No, wasn't it like 358 over 2 days or some stupid shit?
Yeah, like what is that supposed to be?
Y'all wildin'.
So, Studio Sai. Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. They always told me that. So, Studio Sai, never heard of it.
It's their first game, I believe. It's their debut game.
Then I'm going to hold them in the same standards that I did with Kana. Then I'm expecting some bangers. That season game, I'm very excited about it because I love unique games, especially with the hint that aliens might be involved, like summing the fuck up. Not every game needs combat, and I'm okay with that. I played a game called Oxenfree. I love Oxenfree. I highly recommend it, Oxenfree. When it comes to VR, a friend of mine is gonna get them. I'm gonna try them. He is the same dude that's gonna give me a Switch. When it comes, I can't wait. So I buy a bunch of games for Switch. I'm gonna be
Just get a Steam Deck. Just get a Steam Deck.
Sorry?
Just get a Steam Deck.
Actually, want to get a PC. I want a PC because I want to be able to stream at 64K and stuff like that. Shout out to Innate. He is the one that hosted the show with State of Play and my latest game player. And he has some dope ass, what's called, display for my podcast. But besides that, the Resident Evil 4 remake, I need to see gameplay, real gameplay. I want to see how it's different from the original one. Street Fighter 6, believe it or not, I never played any Street Fighter game, but this game made me hype. So he's gonna get it, I'm gonna jump on it. And especially with the leaked Capcom roster, and especially with the story of Ken. Like, how do you go from being one of the main character rival for you to being almost like a drug addict in a sense? Not per se drug addict, but he is such a loser now.
And yeah, he lost his.
Down bad.
Don't disrespect my guy like that.
Down
don't
bad.
disrespect my guy like that.
I mean, he down bad right now, Pharaoh.
He is down bad. He lost his wife. She divorced him. She took the kids, and I am really hoping for his comeback.
Didn't Ken used to have a boat? He didn't have a boat. Like, I probably lost.
Ken had a yacht. Ken was rich.
He didn't have
what
a yacht.
mean?
Yeah, and he was paid. He
had a whole ass yacht.
So I really hope
he's out here driving Ferraris and shit to the street fight. Like,
I'm really expecting a comeback. The new characters look dope. The one that breakdancing, almost like drunk kung fu in a sense. That shit looked fire. Final Fantasy 16 music dope. Gameplay still on the offense on that front. Cause okay, so I am on the belief that AAA JRPGs are dying breed. And I'm not a fan of that. Well, no, AAA JRPG turn-based are a dying breed. And I'm not a fan of that. Yet we've seen a lot of pride when it comes to turn-based from indies, but I want JRPG turn-based AAA to still exist. And with 16 going that different route, I'm not feeling it. But of course, I'm gonna play it and then give my opinion about it on the show. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna come to the show and say it. I'm waiting on a demo. First, a breakthrough of what you're gonna play, and second, a genuine demo. I'm really hoping Square Enix gives us a demo. Because them and Capcom seem to be the last two companies that actually deliver on demos. Other than that, this was a strong showcase. I was not expecting much from it at first, but when they slapped the Summerfest logo on, that both me and Pharaoh, we were like, yeah, no, this is going to be something big. When it became Summerfest, you said it, that it's going to be something different, right? Pharaoh.
That's what he said.
What was your question?
My question is, when we came in with State of Play, we were not having any expectation. But when they put the Summerfest logo on it,
Yeah, to me that was just an indicator that they were gonna have,
something.
something a little bit heavier than a standard State of Play. Like it's not their flagship show. That's why we didn't see any first party content, really, any new first party content, I should say.
But it felt I forgot to mention. Forbidden West got an upgrade, got something fidelity or whatsoever mode. Now you can respec your skills. Where was that when I wanted it from the beginning?
They probably heard some feedback from the base, and it probably wasn't, didn't require too much work, so they probably got it in really quick.
The ability to do New Game Plus, shout out to them for that, and the ability to now do a hardest difficulty. Also, with new weapons and new trophies. So, I'm waiting on a DLC, a genuine DLC, and then you're gonna see me jump back.
Oh, you already know that's coming. I won't be buying Horizon until Horizon Complete comes out with all the DLC and everything, because you already know it's coming.
I really hope so. I'm curious where they're gonna take it. If we're gonna play a different character, that would be interesting.
I mean, they did it with the last Horizon, so they definitely gonna do it again.
I hope so.
That's how they work.
And this Forbidden West update is for free, so shout out to Gorilla Games for that.
Yeah, because Ghost of Tsushima got one.
Returnal got one.
Returnal got one. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Can you imagine
it's in your favor.
A Forbidden West upgrade with a fucking what's called co-op? That would be insane. But I don't think it is possible. If you play the game, you know why. Other than that, great showcase. I'm excited to see what other companies have for us in petto. With that being said, let's do our outros. Jubei, we'll start with you. Where people can find you.
Yo, yeah, you can find me at Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms. Jubei Sensei everywhere else. You can find me on Twitter getting my hoochie poppy on, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get back to this Lego Star Wars though.
But hold up. You're not gonna announce where they can find you on Twitter?
What's up?
You're not
you just said where you can find them on Twitter.
Where they can find you?
I did.
He announced himself. He's the hoochie poppy.
Okay. Oh, hoochie
I don't know
poppy,
that whatever the fuck that means, but
Pharaoh. No, it's weird because I don't want to say it, but hey, Pharaoh, go ahead. Where people can find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Pharaoh Bazard and on any other streaming platforms at The Land of Pharaoh.
Gotcha. As for me, people can find me at Karba_Shab on Twitter. Right now, sitting at 900 followers, 100 more for 1K. Shout out to everyone that follow me. You can also find me at GamePlayer every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, 11 p.m. Europe time. And also you can find me at Anime Squad every Friday with Jubei now. Hopefully forever, cause you bring some interesting to the conversation with Darkling and of course Zero and Weeb. If anyone is interested in anime and anime talk, well mostly One Piece, feel free to hit me up and we can talk. Yeah, great show. And now Zero, where people can find you, but also more importantly, where people can find us.
Well, guys, as usual, it is an absolute blast to be here and to be back. We took time off, or I wasn't here last week. So absolutely wonderful to be back with the fellas. Just talk video games. Love the chat. Love the discussion. You can find me, of course, 0x0.exe. Pretty much everywhere. That's where I exist. Which is mostly just Twitter and PlayStation. And Switch. So play games. Like join me for whatever. Although I'm still just playing Elden Ring and I don't do online stuff, so it is what it is.
I heard they nerfed a lot of stuff in Elden Ring, so good luck.
I've not felt. Has there been? I mean, I guess there might have been updates. I don't know. I guess it might update on its own. I was just trying to think. No, well, I'm at a boss currently that I'm having a difficult time beating, so I'll see how that works out.
Good luck.
But please, more importantly than just me, please look at Vitamin G Podcast. We are listed everywhere, be it we're on YouTube, Google Play, Pandora, Apple Podcasts. We are there. Please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Like, we appreciate you because you literally could be doing anything else, but you decided to listen to us, and so we will always appreciate you for that. And of course, while we're always here together on Mondays, we always go off and do our own things because we are entrepreneuring young men and we want to take the world by storm. So that's what we're going to do. So please go visit Omar. Matter of fact, before you go visit Omar on Game Slayer at 5 p.m. and on Saturdays and Anime Squad on Fridays at 5 p.m., go tell a friend to go follow him, and then have that friend tell a friend to go follow him, and have that friend tell a friend to go follow him until he gets up to 1,000 followers. And then you can go off and do whatever the hell you want. I don't really care anymore. But let's get Omar to 1,000 followers. He's at 900. Let's push him up there. I don't really care. All you Twitter bots and like everybody, let's just get him there, and then we can work out from there. From what else? Please catch the Hoochie Poppy and his bright yellow shorts and tank tops. Just running through the Twitter streets, Jubei X Sensei everywhere. PlayStation, the Steam Deck apparently now, Xbox.
Oh yeah.
He will be out there in the Street Fighter 6 streets along with me once it drops out. So like, be sure to find us up there. Always go search out for my man Pharaoh Bazard, Land of Pharaoh, pretty much everywhere. He's currently. Can you stream the Madden thing?
No, I don't think he can show.
Okay, I'm gonna say he's probably showing some Madden stuff. I'm sure when the new Madden drops, he will be streaming it. He will probably get it early. So please check out the streams. Like, he's still one of the best Madden players I've ever seen. So gotta support him on that one. He is not here today. Hopefully he is doing well. Perhaps he's just a little tired, a little sleep. But Dante X Crisis, please, Dante X Crisis. Why is X real big for me today? Dante Crisis, please go visit him, send him his love, watch the YouTube videos, go to the stream. He was on a multiplayer stream today. I couldn't tell what game it was. I popped in for a little bit, but had to pop out. Only thing I can guarantee you is that on Wednesdays, I do know he plays Elden Ring. So if you want to watch somebody play Elden Ring, please go to Dante's stream. Excellent person. As always, big shout out to our local translator, Kofi, wherever you are. We believe in you. Just send him a message about something. Just have him translated. He'll love that. Like, just keep doing that.
Is he still on Twitter?
He pops in and out.
Okay.
Occasionally he's sort of back in Facebook at the moment. But he's around, he's doing well, he's living life, breathing air. So like, we're good with all of that. But as always, guys, appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to us. Vitamin G.
Thank you for coming through. Great show. Hit that like button if you want, and yeah, share the stream out. Also, feel free to harass FC, because this dude is never coming back. Oh wait, Jubei, I thought you were gonna break his knees. What happened?
I haven't made it out to Seattle yet, bro.
Okay. Yeah, no, I never forget.
This man is so worried about soccer right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
send him your terrible soccer takes. He'll
Yep.
appreciate that.
Look at his Twitter at FC Violent. Look at his Twitter, see what team he liking, and just trash that team.
Yeah,
Get
tell
on
him
his
how
nerves.
bad they are. Yeah.
Right now he like Liverpool, I think. I don't know. I don't know. But hey, FC is being FC. Shout out to you guys. Great show. With that being said, we are out of here. Give me a second.